Great. Thank you guys for coming back. I have got a very special guest with me right now, and he's agreed to sit here and talk to me on the bench and have a conversation. Alan Witchey, right?
Right,
Alan?
that's right.
Witchy?
Just like a Halloween witch.
Oh, perfect time of
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
right?
perfect time of year. October, we're almost at Halloween. My name always is popular this time of year.
Well, Alan is president and CEO of a very revered organization in town called the Damien Center. And I'm so privileged and blessed to have you here, sitting here on this rather hard bench. And,
Yeah, it's not too bad. You got some nice cushions here.
Yeah, but I've got to sleep on it too, right? So the bench has a good story.
Oh, yeah?
We launch into kind of your story.
Yeah, let's hear
The
it.
bench has a good story. You know, we run drug and alcohol addiction recovery programs, and one of our programs is what we call down in Camp Hunt. It's a 300-acre facility we have south, kind of near the Bloomington area.
Yeah.
Generous donor donated to us back in 1958. And it's got everything down there. And so part of what we have down there is a pallet shop, a wood pallet shop. We have on average 40 to 50 men down there, 9-month intensive, hardcore drug and alcohol addiction recovery program. And part of the therapy is work therapy. And so we make pallets, custom made pallets. And I said, hey, we got lots of wood. You can make me a bench. Make me a bench for conversations on a bench.
I love it. So this is from the pallets.
Made it from the wood that we use in our pallet shop. But importantly, Alan, it's made by men in our program who were once experiencing homelessness.
Yeah, it's so important. That program has been great. I've seen that over the years. We've known people who've gone to it and come back and had a lot of success with it. So it's definitely a big commitment of like 9 months, right?
9 months, and we have, we're working on it, but from my understanding, from national standards, we have a pretty good rate of success.
You do, really?
About 50%.
Yeah.
So only about 50% of people who enter exit after the end of the 9 months.
Yeah.
So, there's so many other quick fix programs out there, and I'm not naming names.
No,
Trust me, I'm not naming any names.
We need the programs on all the spectrum, so it's all good. But you guys are doing great work with that one.
I appreciate it. Well, tell me about you. Tell me about your organization. And part of this is for me to listen, right?
Yeah.
And understand how we can be a better partner with everybody that we're sitting down with. So tell me about Damien Center, how you came to be at Damien Center, but equally as important, how you came to sit here on this hard bench with me.
Well, so Damien Center, we've been around for almost 40 years. It'll be a 40-year anniversary soon. And we started really during the height of the HIV epidemic. So our organization came about providing supportive services to people who were living with HIV, things like case management, housing assistance, and employment assistance, all those food. And we really, at that time, HIV was a death sentence.
40 years ago,
40 years ago, people were just dying. So we'd have anywhere, 25, 30 funerals a month that we were doing. Of course, today it's such a much better world where people are living longer and healthy lives. But I think the really thing that
you have a different set of challenges.
It is a whole different set. Some of which really still continue to overlap with your work. But how Damien really got connected to Wheeler in the first place was so many people were going through their life savings and their all the funds they had. And then once the medications were getting better, they had no money and no resources. And so there was such a large population ending up homeless and on the streets. And Wheeler really has been a good partner through all of this. Is the only, large shelter in the community that can really help support people who are experiencing homelessness. So
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We next Tuesday is our 132nd birthday.
Wow.
We've been here through World War I, World War II, Vietnam
We're still
War.
a baby then compared to you.
40 years. 40 years. Your organization sprung out of a need.
Yes.
And the need was to serve a certain population.
Yeah.
Our need was to serve a certain population back then.
Yeah.
Mary Wheeler started our women. Leave it up to the women.
That's always,
they always saw
that's who's going to get it done. That's who's going to get it done.
So Mary Wheeler and a small band of women from I think a Central Church here in Indianapolis back in 1893 saw women and children being dropped off at Union Station, which at the time was the heart of downtown Indianapolis, being abandoned.
Yeah.
No place to go, no one to save them or help them. And back then in 1893, a woman and a child without a man to help them was just essentially abandoned.
Yeah.
And so they saw a need. And, one of my favorite quotes is by Margaret Mead. I'm sure you know the quote. Never doubt, that a small group of committed people can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has.
Exactly. So I agree. I love that quote.
I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
So,
well, we were founded, similarly, in some ways, we were founded by the Catholic Archdiocese and the Episcopal Diocese jointly came together. And Earl Connor was an Episcopal minister who really was our founder as an organization. And so those two faith communities created us. And really, for a very, very long time, were how the organization even could exist and be supportive.
That's a fun fact I didn't know.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. We were originally located in the old Catholic high school on Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Today we're in an old, I think it was an old Lutheran high school on the Near East Side. Okay. And, that's how we work with your team a lot now because we're close. We're really close to you. Physically close. And, the women's shelter, Colleen, I always have to do a call out to Colleen.
She's coming here at 10:30.
Oh, she's coming at 10:30?
So she's going to be here in the middle of the night.
All right. Well, maybe I'll come back or maybe I'll leave a written note for her. We can not come back. But she's really, but your whole team's been really wonderful. I mean, we come and we do everything from, testing and connection.
You come over our shelter.
Yeah. And, really at the heart of it, we do housing and you all do sheltering. So we're really a perfect, partner because we have various different permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing and temporary housing. And we help people who are experiencing short-term homelessness to long-term with disability. And so we frequently are working with your teams to in our coordinated entry system to find the people that we're housing. And so it's really a good partnership. I think we want to take people from the shelter and get them housed, and that helps because it opens up a new spot. You guys are never empty, right?
And we're never closed.
Never closed.
We are often called the front door to homelessness in our community.
Yes.
Give me the stats. Give me the stats about Damien Center, employees, budgets, the people you serve every day, or, how do you do that? How do you do those?
So we serve about 11, we served last year over 11,000 unique people.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a variety of programs. So we have a medical clinic, we have a mental health and behavioral health center. So we do a lot of substance use, counseling. We have a syringe exchange program that helps people, helps prevent the spread of HIV and hepatitis C. We do food services. So we have a food pantry and meals, hot meals that we serve. We do just sort of a whole host of different outreach into the community and testing. And but really at the heart of it, is our two main programs, our medical care and our housing programs.
Medical care.
So housing, we have programs for people who are survivors of domestic violence, people living with HIV, young people 18 to 24 who are living on the streets. We have we do a master leasing program with the city. We do all kinds of different programs. One that's very specifically for people who are struggling with health-related issues. So various different contracts and programs. And so many of those people, they're all people who come into our programs are all experiencing literal homelessness. So many of them are either in your shelters or they're at the camps. And now that the city's doing this sort of Streets to Home initiative, we're part of that as well.
You are part of Streets to Home.
Yes, yeah, we are. So we'll have 4 case managers in that program as well.
How's that going?
Good. I think we're just getting
new.
Yeah, it's really very new. The program that we've been doing with the city that's a little bit more exciting is for the last year we've been doing the master leasing program, which takes a lot of people that could not get a lease in their name, and we put the lease in our name. And so then they actually don't have to go through all the backgrounds of the red tape and that get rejected, which is frequently happens. So we're able to take people who might have been long-term stayers at the shelter or in the camps and house them for the first time. So that's been one of our more exciting programs for sure.
Well, great. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
You do a lot more than I thought that you did in the community. This is the first time we've met. Right?
Yes,
We've
both
been in our positions for a while.
How long have you
been CEO?
So I've been for 7.5 years, and I was there once before and had left and moved out to Southern California, but came back like a boomerang. But I knew your predecessor, Rick, very well, and had been here a long time and had really got a chance to get to know him and how important he was to the community and to the organization, and really making things successful in terms of housing, sheltering people who were struggling with
I'm glad
housing.
to finally meet you. I mean, we've seen each other on Zoom calls, seen your emails, and and so there's a specialness to what we do in the community.
100%.
I mean, it is not easy work.
Right.
It is gut-wrenching work. It is work that, for me, it was a calling to do this work, and I'm sure the same.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, I think, if you have a calling, you do it whether you want to or not.
You don't have a choice.
So it's kind of what it is, right? And so you lean into it.
Yeah, you do. Tell me one common misconception that a lot of people in the community might have about the people that you serve every day.
Well, I think I would say there's maybe a couple. One is that people think HIV and the HIV epidemic is over, and so they don't think that new cases are coming up. Where every year, and in our community in particular, HIV cases are still going up. Unfortunately, it's on the rise. Just like homelessness. And maybe for your audience in particular, people might not know is the connection between our two of our biggest issues are addiction and HIV, and the connection between those and homelessness and all the work that you do. So a lot of I mean, we have an intensive outpatient therapy program, and we have harm reduction based programs. So we kind of have the gamut of the different types. And a lot of people really think that HIV is an LGBTQ issue, and it's not. It's like there's all kinds of people, anybody and everybody can get HIV. So we always say everybody should get tested, everybody should know their status, and we're able to find that, able to work with your team and other teams in town to make sure we're identifying people, and that those people are particularly important to get into medical care, because if you're in medical care and you're on your medications, you won't spread HIV. And that's what we're seeing in the homeless population. It's much more prevalent in the homeless population than it is in other populations.
We saw about, I get a daily report.
Yes.
I'm sure you do too. A daily report. We saw a little over 700 people last night, men, women, and children. And about 60 to 65% of those individuals who are experiencing homelessness are also experiencing some type of mental health challenge and some kind of addiction. And so
it's very common. And with the neighborhood that we're in the same neighborhood as you. So I think in the morning people come up and leave the shelter, and many of them come down to get something, some service from us,
and then they come back to us.
Yes, and they come back to you at night and dinner, and so it's good to know you from that perspective, because we do work with your team a lot. Some really great people.
No, thank you so much for being a great partner in the community. One of the things that I'd noticed that you had asked when you registered, and we asked you to be here. Right? We invited you to be here. And some people took us up on that. Some people didn't, and quite frankly, I'm not mad at that. And I'm not upset by that, because what that allows us to do is, talk to people who just walked up, and Al and I've already had some walk-ups already, and I expect many more as the night wears on. And I welcome that. That's what we're here for, authentic, transparent conversation. As well as for people who are experts. You're considered an expert in the community.
Oh, well, thank you.
And we want to make sure that we got the experts here to talk about some of these issues. And so one of your questions when you registered, we asked everyone's kind of, what do you want to talk to Perry about? Basically you were asking, what can we do to the growing need? There's a growing need in our community.
There is.
For a homeless service.
And we see it. I mean, I think we're seeing more people walk in our doors. You must be feeling it too. And I think as housing rates are going up and evictions happen, and it becomes much harder to think about, like, how are we going to have some real solutions? And I'm curious, like, how are you guys thinking about it?
We are thinking every day about it.
Right?
And me and my executive team, which Colleen is part of the executive team. And one of the things that we are really we piloted and had great success in the last 2 to 3 years, and we just got some approval from our board with some additional funding to pilot more and double the program. And hopefully, when we have the data, we will have be able to increase that pilot even more. We need affordable housing, Alan.
Yes, we do.
I mean, we're the front door of homelessness, right? Drug and alcohol addiction recovery programs. They can go.
Yeah.
People can be in our programs for 1, 3, 9, 12 months.
Yeah.
So as long as 24 months.
Yeah.
Right? So, but by the time we have basically done our work.
Yeah.
With the individual, they could have matriculated through our facilities here in Indianapolis, gone down to Bloomington, and come back up here working.
Yes.
40% of my 200 plus employee workforce.
Yeah.
Was once was in our program. They're program graduate. Right?
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
And so that's a blessing and a curse. Trust me, because we know, as you know, about relapse rates.
Yeah, it's very high.
It's very high, and so when you're the employer,
yes,
you have to deal with that, and so we can't be a regular run-of-the-mill employer.
Right.
We know that there's a high rate of relapse within the first 5 years, so we deal with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we think the benefits outweigh the
it
costs
does
because they're front lines.
To do something
they've
different.
been there.
Yeah,
and they can.
100%.
40% of my people, when they deal with the front, and they're a lot on the front lines, they know every trick of the book. And everything that they're going through, and it instantly lowers the barriers. Yeah. And so for us, lowering the barriers and having an authentic relationship is extremely important. But affordable housing. So we've always been the front door in this community. Of homelessness for the last 132 years. One of the things we're seeing now is we're piloting and great success. With on the back end on affordable housing. Yeah.
That's exciting.
We're calling it sober. Affordable housing.
Yeah.
So small numbers, small pilots, but we're really looking at that real hard because.
So you haven't started that yet, but it's a strategic
we've had
priority?
Some pilots out there. But they've been within our walls. Within the 4 walls. Yes. Right. One of them is right up there on the 4th floor. Yeah. Nice. And so we call it the Hope House. Colleen has had some women over there at the tower. Yeah. Small numbers over the last 3 years. About 83 individuals have gone through, with one person who has not been able to progress to self-sufficiency. Yeah. But the other, so it's almost a 99+% success rate. But now for the first time, we're piloting one outside our 4 walls.
That's great.
And so we're real excited by that. And so we'll see.
Yeah.
We're not sure what that's going to look like. And
I think it's really important because organizations can't stay the same when the situation around them is changing, right? So if we're struggling in our community to have affordable housing and seeing increased rates, it just is logical that you sort of ask yourselves these questions and think about it.
I don't think, given the amount of eviction filings we have every month and the limited number of vouchers that are out there, I don't think we can have enough organizations getting into the affordable housing game, however they want to do it. Right?
I agree.
There's different models and different people do it different ways. But the point is, we're getting people off the streets. And
I agree.
Safe.
That's exciting.
Safe housing. And so that's exciting for us. And people ask me all the time, well, what's your vision? Rick ran we were fortunate to have Rick in the organization for 30 plus years. Yeah. It was a different time, Alan. Yeah. It's a different time. I've got a different set of challenges.
It's a very different time.
I'm sure, but your predecessor, you have a totally different set of challenges.
Completely different.
And we have to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, we do.
We have to define what those are for our organization.
Yeah. So do you see yourself someday doing like new housing development? Is that something?
You're ask me that.
Yeah.
I knew. We've got we work with Bridges right now, or with Inglewood Development Corporation.
Yeah,
we're providing the wraparound services only. Yeah. We're not the developer, the owner, or anything like that. And so when I say we want to be on the 4 walls, we're leasing a house.
Yeah, but that's not bad. The way to start.
So that's some different kind of experience than providing the wraparound services. I can't tell you where it's going to end up, but I'm going to be hard pressed, the next 5 to 10 years to see me do a capital campaign for more emergency shelter servicing.
Right.
We've got the bids.
Yes. We've got the bids.
And then but now the question is, what's next for us? And so I don't know that answer. And but like I said, I don't think there can be too many options for affordable housing.
I agree. And I think it in order to get there, it has to be new or even existing people stepping up in different ways.
Yep.
So I think like we've always done scattered site housing, right? So we don't really own any, but we've said the same thing. We can't even find the units. While we might provide the subsidies to the units and support people. And we serve anywhere around 700 to 900 people housed or keep them housed in a year. But it's not enough. And a big challenge is having enough units and finding the units to be able to help people get into. Yeah. So I think we're asking ourselves that very same question. What should our role be, and should we step up in different kinds of ways? So it's exciting because I think some people are stepping back.
Yes.
And so it's important for organizations like Wheeler and Damien to step forward and step into it more.
So tell me, so that's enough about what we do.
Yeah.
Tell me about who you are.
Alan,
tell me about your family. Sure. You talked about Southern California. Are you a California boy?
No, I was born and raised in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yes. And so I'm a Hoosier at heart. But I went out to California for about 5 years. So this is the second time I worked at Damien Center. So I worked at Damien Center once before and was there for about 6 years. And then I went off to California and I ran a similar organization in Southern California. And every winter I asked myself, why did I come home? Because
tonight's a frost warning, right?
I know.
I know. Just a side note.
Where's your partner?
I am a very cold-natured person, which is why we have the heater here, and I've got a blanket, and I've got a bigger coat in the car.
You're gonna need it.
I'm gonna need it, but it's kind of funny. But I'm the last person that I thought would be on a bench in October. In Indiana, and we've had 80 degree weather so far.
I know.
And the one night I'm going to spend 24 hours, we get the first frost warning of the year. My luck, So
it's the test. It's the challenge.
Yeah.
It's just to make sure you're really committed to this.
Yeah, exactly.
But I came back.
Tell me about you.
Yeah, so I came back with when I had a daughter. So
okay.
I wanted my daughter to know my mom.
Midwest roots.
Yeah, and I wanted her to know her cousins, and so I really the move back was really about family.
Good for you.
Wanting
Good for you.
I think most important thing in life is your family.
Absolutely.
So I just thought, like, what am I doing out here in California raising my kid with a bunch of
back
people straight?
Welcome back to the Midwest.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
So it was good.
So are you here for a while?
Oh yeah, this is it. I think I'm staying here now. I don't know. As I decide to retire someday, maybe I'll change my mind.
Oh, you're young. You got a long time.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, it's a different story. I'm old. Look at this gray hair.
You're not from. Are you from here?
I'm from Kentucky.
You're from Kentucky.
I grew up in Kentucky, small town in Kentucky. 900 people, one stoplight. 64 my graduating class in high school. 4 of us went to college.
Wow.
2 of us that I know have graduated. Wow. I'm a first generation college graduate, so I'm from a really small town. Small town.
Well, I'm not from that small of a town, but that is Kentucky, so south of right south of
Western Kentucky. South of Owensboro, Kentucky, which is right across the river from Evansville.
Okay, yeah.
So it gives you kind of some geographic reference.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
So that's where. So my wife and I matriculated up to graduate school, law school through IU.
Yeah.
And then Minnesota, Richmond, Virginia, North Carolina. Back to Indianapolis, up to Fort Wayne. So I lived in Fort Wayne.
Been there.
I was with a company called Lincoln Financial there, and then I came back, and my wife and I raised 2 boys, 35 and 31.
Yeah,
I've got 2 grandkids.
Yeah,
but we've been back here now for 23 years. So I mean,
my daughter is just this year at IU Bloomington for her first year. So I don't have any grandkids yet, and I keep telling her. I keep saying, like, don't rush into it. Don't rush into it. Take your time.
But the biggest thing when you do become a grandparent, let me tell you, it's like, what's your name going to be?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's your name?
I'm Grandpa.
Your grandpa? Okay.
Grandpa,
now, what about the other grandpa?
So my daughter-in-law is Korean.
Okay.
Her family is her family immigrated from South Korea about 50 years ago.
Okay.
And she's the youngest of 3 kids, and so my son's a neurologist and she's a pediatrician. Her parents are on the East Coast. They're in Virginia, And so my son and his daughter, my son and my daughter-in-law moved from San Diego or San Francisco 3 years ago to work in the government. And so he works at the VA administration. So he has a heart for public policy. And I don't understand it. You're a neurologist. Why don't you see patients? But he likes healthcare policy with the VA administration. He's something. I don't really know what he does. And
we need good people doing that work.
But her parents are there in Virginia. Okay. And so he is, it's a Korean name, and Habuji.
Okay. And Habuji.
Habuji is a grandfather. I hope I'm, for all
you were not competing for the grandpa title.
No,
I mean, you just pretty much just got it,
I
right?
had no problem.
That's
and
good.
My wife is Mimi.
Oh, see,
so she's Mimi.
All right.
So she's Mimi, and the other grandmother is Hamini. So it's Habuji and Hamini.
Okay.
And then grandpa and Mimi.
All right.
So you got to think about what your name is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just grandpa, so
I'll have to see. But I'm okay with grandpa. I think that's
okay. It could be pops.
Yeah,
it could be G pops.
Papa. Sometimes we say Papa.
Yeah. Grandpa, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I
hope you got a ways for that.
Yeah, I hope I do.
She's a freshman.
Yeah, she's a freshman. She's just 18. What's she so criminal justice.
Okay,
so
she's got a heart.
She does. She does. I did not expect that. I thought for a long time, I thought, she's going to be like business major or something. And then she was like, no, I'm going to do something to make a difference in the world. And I said, all right, just be quiet, Dad. Don't say anything too excited. Because usually at this age, it's like whatever you propose, it's sort of like they wanted to do the opposite of this, So to get her to go to IU, I had to pretend like I really wanted her to go to University of Cincinnati.
No, you're doing a psychology trip.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I think this UCincy place is awesome. You should go there. Because as soon as I started talking about IU Bloomington, which is where I did my undergraduate, she was not interested. So I had to say, it's not for everybody. So she ended up there.
Does she like Bloomington?
Oh, she loves it. She loves it.
We run the largest shelter in Bloomington as well.
Yeah, I know you guys do. It's because she was saying when she was learning about Bloomington and everything, she goes, Dad, Wheeler is here. Isn't that the same group that you work with in Indy? And I said, yeah.
We went there about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We were asked to come into the market from another organization, Backstreet Ministries.
Okay.
And they asked us to come in there, and we saw the need.
Yeah.
We're all about need. And then
how many beds do you guys have in Bloomington?
In Bloomington, we serve about 90 men every night in Bloomington.
Okay.
We used to serve women, but the need. There just wasn't the greatest need there, and we had a whole facility for women. So one of the things the new CEO does is he kind of looks around at the operations and see how can what do we need to do strategically, and one of the things we had to do was close it, the women's operations down there. But I hope someday to start it back up, and we're in our first ever capital campaign down there.
Oh, good. Well, women really do experience homelessness very different than men. So oftentimes there's kids, and they're doubling up, and they're finding places to stay much more than men are sort of capable of doing. I say it nicest way as sitting here with two men, but women are just smart. They're very clever, and they figure out ways to handle themselves.
Where would we be
a lot of times guys
women
don't
in our lives in this world, right? Wheeler was basically started by Mary Wheeler, right? The wife of a Reverend, William Wheeler.
Yeah.
they're buried right up there at Crown Hill, both of them side by side.
It's crazy.
Yeah, 1893. So it's amazing. Before we go, and I know you're on your way home. You're going to have dinner, right?
Actually, I'm going down to Bloomington to pick up my kid because this is fall break. They only get a day off for fall break, so it's tomorrow.
Like it's Friday.
Yeah, so it's just Friday.
What are you going to do?
I'm
not to be nosy, but
this is sort of a funny thing. She doesn't know yet, but we're going to pack up.
She doesn't know? You're live.
I'm live. She'll find out. Maybe find out right now. We're going to redo the kitchen, having some new cabinets put in.
In your house or hers?
In my house, yeah. So she's coming to this weekend to help pack up the kitchen and put things in boxes, but she doesn't know it yet unless she's just seen this. So tomorrow will be a wonderful surprise on her fall break.
Oh, good for you.
Putting her to work. That's what we're going to do.
So don't you love 69?
Yeah.
69 makes the route down to Bloomington so much better.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. We just zipped down there now.
Yeah. It's hard to believe. I mean, the way, used to take, take at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, and now it's like 60 minutes
less than an hour.
Yes, 100%.
It's wonderful.
Love it.
It's wonderful.
Love it.
So, state of Indiana, you done good.
You did good. Definitely.
So before we leave, Alan, one of the things that I want to know is what can we be doing for you in your work? I didn't know you before today.
Yeah.
And so I consider you a friend now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, that's my office right there. You've got a direct line to me.
Okay.
I want you to know that.
All right, you might regret that. I may knock on your window. I may throw a stone at your window now.
Okay, little pebble up there.
Yeah.
It won't be the first time.
Yeah.
This is the street, Alan. It won't be the first time. But I just want you to know that you have a hotline to me. And,
all right, great.
You do good work in community. Different work.
Yeah, different.
But good work.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know that I consider you a friend now, and I hope vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, but just what can we do to help you in your work in the community?
Well, I think it's great that we figure out, always strengthen our collaboration back and forth. Good. Because we do different things.
Yes.
We want to get people from the shelters who need the services that we offer, the services, and we want to get the people that are coming in our doors who need the sheltering to your doors. And so I think that's been the most important way that we've tried to work together and continue, and we'll hopefully continue to do that.
You welcome anyone? Yeah, we welcome anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we don't turn away anybody. We take everybody in who needs care and support. So it's whatever you need: medical, food, housing assistance, substance use counseling. We offer. We have a pharmacy, so everybody that comes in gets their medications. Yeah. For most people, like 85% of the people get their medications for free who walk in our door. Yeah. The people who don't get them for free are, $5 to $10. It's just a nominal fee. We have all kinds of people walking.
I love it. I love it. I want people to stop and talk to me, right?
Yeah, we can invite them to sit at the table.
It looks like they're stopping.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So anything we can do to strengthen that and sending people back and forth to get the care and support they need is great.
Fantastic conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate you stopping by.
Definitely.
And good luck tomorrow with your daughter.
All right. And if I wake up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m,
I'm here.
I'll drive by and bring you a cup of coffee.
I love it. I asked for one or two segments ago. I looked in the camera and I said, "Bring me donuts." And guess what? Guess what showed up? Donuts.
You need to say pizza the next time, right? You gotta.
Well, they've got pizza coming for dinner.
Oh, they do. All right. Well, as long as you got your dinner taken care of.
Oh, trust me. Doesn't look like I missed a meal. I don't miss any meals, Alan.
I know how you feel.
I wish I didn't, but I did.
Yeah, I understand.
Alan, thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. That was Alan Witchey, this time of the year, and he's got an easy last name to pronounce. And I've just enjoyed the conversation with the president and CEO of Damien Center, one of the premier organizations, service providers here in town. And so we so appreciate the partnership. And so now that I have a personal friend in Alan, I just look forward to more collaborations in everything that we do. So thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you.